counting down the minutes to the first pitch of today's game.
Yes!
Who's in the starting lineup?
Come on, son, you got to get out there and take the mound. It's game time.
What does the skipper have to say?
It's an attitude, you got to be willing to defend. You got to be willing to base run, or you can't play here.
It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook with Tommy Wortz on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Welcome in to the leadoff show live from the Brat House in Shorewood. Charlie back in our studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Milwaukee Brewers, Los Angeles Angels getting underway here in about an hour and a half. It'll be Freddie Peralta on the mound for Milwaukee going up against Caden Dana of the Los Angeles Angels. 6:40 first pitch today from American Family Field. Game number 151 of the season. Brewers 91-59 going up against Los Angeles at 69-81. Happy birthday, Quinn Priester and Robin Yount, by the way, as well. Brewers' magic number to clinch is 8 for the NL Central. Already have the postseason all locked up. What's the lineup looking like today? Let's get to that next.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Thanks again to Lakeland University for being a part of the leadoff show. Experience it your way, lakeland.edu. First up, lineup for the visiting Angels today. Oswald Peraza, the third baseman, will lead things off. Mike Trout, the DH, will bat second. Taylor Ward in left field will bat third. Joe Adell in right field in the cleanup spot today for Los Angeles. Logan O'Hoppe, the catcher, will bat fifth. Christian Moore at second base will bat sixth. Carter Kieboom at first base batting seventh today. Denzer Guzman, the shortstop, will bat eighth. Bryce Teodosio in center field will bat ninth. Round things out for Los Angeles. I tried to stall for another minute or two if I could, but it took a while. It took a while to get to this moment. The Brewers don't have their lineup in. They had a great run. On getting their lineup in during the start of the leadoff show. I think the last 2 or 3 times when there wasn't a lineup in during that stretch, the Brewers weren't the team that was guilty. Going back to their old ways. And that's kind of when things were hot, right? The Brewers took on the Cardinals over the weekend. They were able to win the series and have a good run at things. And just as I said this, the Brewers have dropped their lineup. Here it is. Sal Frelick in right field to lead things off. Jackson Churio in left field will bat second. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat third. William Contreras batting fourth today and catching. Bryce Terang at second base will bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin batting seventh, playing third base today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop batting ninth. That is the Brewers lineup today as they will kick things off with the Los Angeles Angels for a 3-game series and then return with St. Louis for another 3 games after. I've talked about this all day today. This is a 5-1 scenario. Brewers need to get back into a rhythm here. They started it with St. Louis, and then in that series finale, things not ending their way. Let's go over that right now. It's called The Rewind.
Did you miss the last game? Did you miss what was said after the last game? It's time to rewind. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Jose Quintana going up against Miles Michaelis last time around on Sunday. Michaelis would get the early run support in the second inning as Quintana would struggle after giving up the leadoff single to Thomas Sajaci and a double to Nolan Gorman. A sac fly from Pedro Pajes, Freddie Fermin a single, as well as another run coming across on an infield hit. It was 3-0 after the top part of the second inning. The Brewers would get 1 run back in the fourth. That was thanks to Caleb Durbin with 2 outs doing this on the 8th pitch of the AB.
Durbin, fly ball, left field, fair foul. It is a fair Caleb Durbin sneaks one inside the foul pole. He'll touch them all. His 11th home run of the season. And the Brewers are on the board with a 2-out lightning strike by Durbin.
11 homers for Caleb Durbin now on the year. I think everyone would have taken that. I said this on Sunday before the game. I was looking for this next player's moment as a Brewer, and I thought we were going to get a sneak peek at it in the bottom part of the 5th. But Danny Jansen lead things off with a bang.
Thursday against the Angels. Uh-oh, Danny Jansen. This is going to be his first as a Brewer. And he can enjoy that ride around the bases. No doubter. 12th homer of the year, his first in a Brewers uniform. And it's 3-2 Cardinals.
Just like that, Danny Jansen tying Jesse Winker for home runs with a lot of other people on the Milwaukee Brewers all-time list there. Got a little ways away to catch up to Giovanni Gallardo, but he'll get there eventually. 3-2 after the 5th inning with that homer from Jansen. All highlights courtesy FanDuel Sports Network. That would be the final as the Brewers bullpen shuts things down, but unable to do anything for the offensive side. We saw Chad Patrick come in a bullpen role during this game. The loss goes to Jose Quintana, and he ended up getting a little banged up with a calf strain. More injury updates later on for you guys as Aaron Ashby, Grant Anderson, Chad Patrick, Jared Koenig, and Yoel Payamps getting in this game, with Jose Quintana's final line going 4 innings, 3 earned runs in the contest. Miles Michaelis picking up the victory. He is now 8-10 on the year, 5 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 hits in the game for Michaelis. It is the leadoff show. We are live at the Brat House in Shorewood. Mitch Thunder Nellis just came in with the shirt I got him for Christmas. So everyone, if you see Mitch Thunder Nellis, just do exactly what his shirt says to him. Free hugs all day. We are here with our good friends over at Sun Cruiser Vodka. Baseball calls for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea and real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth and easy to drink. No bubbles to fill you up. It is the perfect game day sipper. Plus, each Sun Cruiser only 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol, making it perfect for anywhere your watch party takes you. Crack one open today and let the good times cruise. Milwaukee, please drink responsibly. After the game was over, the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media. 3-2, the Brewers fell on Sunday. A much-needed day off yesterday. Still 91-59 on the year. But how did Murph react after the loss on Sunday?
That's the pitcher's nightmare, when you don't quite get the balls, or the balls are hit a certain way and feels like you've got rotten luck, but you still got to make pitches. And I think Jose would love to have that inning back. And then we had opportunities there. And, didn't come up with a big hit again, so it's disappointing because every game means a bunch. And, but our Jose leaving with a calf injury is, that's alarming with how injured we already are in the bullpen and on the mound. So that's it's unfortunate. But our guys that did come in, Ashby, Anderson, Patrick, Koenig, kept us in the game. So there's that beat up bullpen kept us in the game, and we just didn't come up with a big hit. And then you got to credit the other team too. Sometimes Michaelis is a very experienced starting pitcher. He's pitched against us many, many times, knows us well, and pitched well.
Was that on the comebacker, the injury, or was that?
No, I think it was more on covering first. Yeah,
covering first. Any
calf injury. He's getting an MRI right now.
Okay.
He left in a boot. So.
Talk about that bad luck. Perkins, that liner he hit to end the 1 inning. Coming off the bat, you think that was, certainly seemed like he got on.
Perkins kind of quietly had rotten luck lately, but glad he's on our team. Respect him.
Between some of the outs in the air today, a little more strikeouts than we're used to seeing, did this just kind of have the feel of an uncharacteristic day for the offense?
I think it was. I mean, we didn't do a lot to pressure them, but you got to credit them too. Michaelis knows what he's doing. He knows how to pitch, just like Sonny does. So we have to take advantage of that.
How about Davey Jansen? First homer, obviously, but with William catching so many days, and the backup here obviously knows that his role is going to be limited. What have you seen from Danny, and how impressed have you been just with the body work he's put forth?
Yeah, I think Danny's been really good. His the type of teammate he is, first and foremost, accepting this role as a backup catcher. He's been kind of a 50-50 guy for a lot of teams, and he's been a starter in his career. So this is a little bit new for him. Anybody that catches behind William doesn't catch very much. But I thought he did a nice job handling the staff. He works really hard. Came up with a big home run today and got on base another time. So you can't ask for much more than that.
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media after the game. That audio courtesy FanDuel Sports Network. A lot not to be feeling great about after that game, mainly the injury to Jose Quintana. Let's play the sounder here. Let me give you an update on the injury news heading with the Milwaukee Brewers, because there's a couple to update you on.
Who's hurt? Who's getting close to coming back? Let's check out today's injury report. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Charlie is just a pros pro, just an absolute pros pro. Didn't tell him where that one was. He went, he found it, gave him a little bit of time, and I can update you guys on the injuries now for the Milwaukee Brewers. So per the Brewers here, Jose Quintana suffered a mild left calf strain. He'll be reevaluated during catch today to gauge his availability for his next outing. So his next outing definitely in jeopardy after that strain going over to cover first base. Pat Murphy also said that he thinks Nick Mears will come off the IL when eligible tomorrow. So some good news in favor of Nick Mears. Logan Henderson is scheduled to throw his first bullpen tomorrow as well. And DL Hall threw a bullpen today, said he feels good. We'll have another bullpen on Thursday, then a live BP session on Sunday. Sounds like the pitching staff getting a little bit more healthy for Milwaukee, and they will need it down the stretch here as well. While they have avoided some injuries as of late, there was a good run in there where no one seemed to be injured the entire time. Beginning of the year, it was a crapshoot at who was going to start for the Milwaukee Brewers with the starting pitching rotation. Now, after overusing the bullpen throughout the season, trying to get those guys healthy and ready for October. Trevor McGill looks like it suffered not necessarily a setback, but things aren't progressing the way you would like to see with his flexor strain in his forearm. So we will see if we can get an update with Drew Wagner later on that. Drew Wagner will join the program about an hour from now, 6:15, as he is live at American Family Field, covering the Crew for us and for Forbes Sports. Austin Herdina at 6 o'clock joins the program. Get you some of the best bets if you want to get any action today, as the Brewers taking on the Los Angeles Angels for the first game of a 3-game set. And as we learned with the shuffle up, it will be Freddie Peralta in game 1 today, going up against Caden Dana, and tomorrow we have Brandon Woodruff going up against Jose Soriano, while Quinn Priester will close things out. All these games, by the way, a 6:40 first pitch, no day game during a Wednesday, as they will wrap things up on Thursday. It is the Leadoff Show. We are live from the Brat House in Shorewood. Come say hi. We've already seen Ram come in. Mitch Nellis here. Scarlett, IT Ed. You guys know all about IT Ed by now based on how much we talk about him on the air. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side, we'll hear from the manager, Pat Murphy, in pregame to gauge his interest on the Los Angeles Angels. It is the Leadoff Show. We're live from the Brat House in Shorewood. Charlie back in the studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the Brat House in Shorewood, Oakland Avenue. Down over here, it is beautiful outside. They have the window doors like open right now. It's a nice fresh breeze coming in here. Awesome. Come say hi. Plenty of time still here for a little over an hour as well. Lineups today presented by Lakeland University. Sal Frelick for the Milwaukee Brewers to lead things off in right field. Jackson Churio in left field batting second. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat third. William Contreras is catching, batting fourth today. Bryce Turang at second base will bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin at third will bat seventh. Blake Perkins in center field batting eighth. Rounding things out, batting ninth, the shortstop, Joey Ortiz.
Line drive, base hit, down the left field line.
Let's see what the skipper has to say heading into today's game. Let's head to the coach's corner. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM The Fan.
Manager Pat Murphy speaking to the media earlier today. Drew Wagner, so kind to send over his audio from Mr. Murphy earlier at the ballpark. Drew will join the show 6:15 today, right after Austin Herdina joins us at 6 o'clock. Here is the manager speaking to the media before today's game.
Jose is, I mean, we're optimistic. It's not anything too serious. Whether or not he can throw this week and stay on the schedule will be another thing yet to be decided. But I think it's highly unlikely he makes a start on time, but there is always a chance. I think there'd have to be some type of adjustment to it.
But the fact that he's able to play catch, is that encouraging today?
Well, we'll find out more after he plays and how he feels. And if it, the one thing, just letting your arm work or getting into your legs a little bit and seeing how that might feel, that might change things. We'll know soon. It's the wrong time to have injuries, right?
Well, you have this group of relievers who are trying to make it back. How big is the challenge for them of not having a lot of runway for the regular season? It just kind of pops back in.
I mean, that's the thing. You got a guy like D.L. Hall. He hasn't pitched in how many months, and then all of a sudden, his first appearance is going to be one inning and versus Cincinnati, and then here we got playoffs. It doesn't work like that. It's hard. So we're limping a little bit. We're limping.
Do you think Nick will be activated on Wednesday
I think soon, yeah.
or tomorrow?
Yeah.
So for him, that would be he would not have faced hitters.
Who?
Nick News.
Yeah.
And that's okay because it was a short stint.
And where we are in the season and that type of thing.
What about McGill? Does he need to get through today before you have a lot more info?
Yeah, it's a little concerning, Can't get that live BP back. But pitching some games here before the postseason.
Is he a guy that you would just throw out there?
In the postseason?
Yeah, you're talking about one in that little buffer before, but someone like that could just go and let it eat.
I hope we don't have to do that. Now, we have plenty of people around, like stay ready group, that he could throw to, but nothing's like being in a game. I'm optimistic he's going to throw in Cincinnati. We don't go to Cincinnati, they come to us.
Like active against the Reds, you mean?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm optimistic.
Right.
I'm not saying
Right.
that'll happen. I'm hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
The possibilities are there. The possibilities.
Let me ask you about Woody. I mean, his return, both what it's done both from a baseball standpoint, but also kind of an emotional standpoint.
No doubt about it. If you look at the point that he returned and then how we played, it's pretty indicative of what he's meant to the team, especially right when he returned and the way he returned, and then the way he handles himself and the way he affects others. That's real stuff. That's real stuff. You know how we look at injuries and the next man up mentality. Sometimes that's good enough, but when a guy comes back and he lives up to what he's supposed to be, gives your club a huge lift. And Woody not only lived up to what he was supposed to be, he was beyond that because of the way he did it. And that's strictly from a baseball sense. When players see other players with not the same stuff and know that they've been through this 1.5, 2-year battle and then compete the way he does, I mean, they look around like, wow, that's at a different level. And that's how it impacts people. They realize, wow, this isn't just about, there's a lot more to it. So I think it's been one of the single biggest impacts on our team, Woodruff.
That little stop and start he had with the other things, he came back. When you look back on whatever 2 months, 4 months, whatever it's been, was there some benefit to that? Like, okay, we bought a little bit of time, we got a little more confidence, but
there's no way to tell. If I would have known how he was going to come and pitch and given the chance, I would have said, I would have taken him a month earlier. But it all works out for a reason. You can't look into it too much. But I think any type of adversity ends up helping us in the long run. Sometimes not at the timetable we want it to, but losing your closer the last month of the season, it's not good. Losing 5 relievers the last month of the season, it's not good.
I was going to ask how invaluable his postseason experience is going to be. Freddie, Yelly, those guys that the younger guys can lean on moving forward. That's a big part too, isn't it?
I think it'll help us. Discussing the postseason right now is not something I really want to jump into, but obviously those are the types of things that a young team, we will be the youngest team in the postseason. Obviously a young team needs to rely on their guys that have been through it to give them some valuable information.
When you're making these lineups out, how much at this point in the season are you?
It's not darts. I'm not just throwing darts at names.
How are you?
Clear that up.
Juggling the defense versus offense aspect in the outfield specifically.
Do you have a bug in this room or something?
That's why I'm asking the question.
Because you're that smart. That's a check. That's a check.
I don't have a bug.
No, that's a check because you're like crediting yourself for a great question. You were. You beg to differ. Kurt, you're exactly right. Balancing that, what type of team do we need to be? Who's on the mound? Making sure that we have the best defensive team on the field at what times of the game and who's pitching, all that kind of stuff comes into play. It's definitely not your standard, just put your 9 guys out there. There's a little thought go into it.
Which way do you lean, like offense versus defense when you're putting that group together? Because there's a few like different combinations you could juggle. You could yell out there.
I'm aware of all the combinations. You know what I mean? Like I spend a lot of time on that. No, I think that we've built our group the last couple of years on pitching and defense, and then playing a style of offense that can cause havoc. People say that can't work in the postseason. Well, we're not in the postseason right now, so I'm not going to concern myself with that. But I think that's something we always have to go back to. Is that's really how we got here. Albeit not expected. Plus the adversity, we have to think about what's going to help us be successful. And I think defense and pitching and base running really have to be emphasized. We have to excel at those things.
Kind of sounds like you do think it can work in the postseason.
Well, I think it's the way we play best. So why not go into the postseason? If you're an option football team, you're not going to abandon the option when it gets to the final 8 games or whatever. Like you're not going to abandon the option. So you're going to try to compensate, knowing that other teams know how to defend the option, but you can't really get away from the option.
Siegler no longer up here as a left-handed option at third base. Do you think that this last month or so here is kind of an opportunity for Durbin to show something against some righties?
I think he has.
I
think he has shown us exactly why he's our third baseman. I mean, I think the kid his rookie season, he's kind of showed that I can play in the clutch, I can play defense. I think the team trusts him. I mean, I think that's most important. I think they really trust him.
Where do you think his defense was at in the spring?
A work in progress. I never played it before. It's just really hard. It's so easy to say, well, he played second, so just move him to third. Totally different. It's just like saying he's played right all his life. Just move him to center. He'll be fine.
There is the manager, Pat Murphy, speaking to the media before today's game. It is the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live at the Brat House in Shorewood. That audio courtesy of Drew Wagner. He will join the program. Don't forget, 6:15 today, right after Austin Herdino over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. You heard a mention of Caleb Durbin. It took Murphy maybe a little bit longer than some would have liked, but realizing, he is our third baseman, saying Murphy the last week for Caleb Durbin over his last 7 games, 9 for 23. That's batting .391, has a 1.046 OPS, a homer in that time. He reached base in 6 of those 7 games, hoping that he can continue that stretch through the rest of this season and then, of course, into October for the Brewers. Freddie Peralta on the mound today for Milwaukee. He is making his 31st start of the season. He last pitched Wednesday against Texas in the 6-3 loss of that game. He went 5 innings, 5 earned runs, 9 strikeouts, 2 homers on 113 pitches in that time. Had a streak of 30 consecutive scoreless innings snapped. It's the second longest in franchise history, only behind Teddy Higuera with 32 innings back in 1987. Brewers are 18-12 in starts made by Freddie Peralta this year, 12 quality starts, and opponents are hitting just 193 on Freddie Peralta. He's having such a phenomenal year, right? He leads the MLB in wins with 16. That opponent's batting average of 193 is third in all of baseball. He's got the 4th best ERA. He has the 5th best whip, 4th best hits per 9, and the 185 strikeouts are 9th as well in the National League. Looking to see Freddie Peralta continue his hot run, but maybe show just a little bit more, as me and Drew Wagner always discussing on whether or not what is the cost of Freddie Peralta at the ace position. While you love he's available to go every 5th day and has had a phenomenal start, absolutely a phenomenal season in general, continues to buy more houses, as manager Pat Murphy likes to say, in his contract situation with Freddie Peralta. But man, you need him to go 6. You need him to go 7 in some of these games. He's gone 5 innings his last 2 times out, 5 earned runs in those last 10 innings for Freddie Peralta, a 4.5 ERA in that time, has 17 strikeouts in those 10 innings, but at what cost, again, for Freddie Peralta? Take a quick timeout. Again, on the other side, we will get into our Building a Winner feature, a little bit of Eye on the Enemy as well, before we get over to Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. It is the leadoff show live from the Brat House in Shorewood. Charlie back in the studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
The key to building a winner in baseball is a strong minor league system. Who are the names we should know? How did they play in their last game? It's time for Building a Winner, powered by Ironworkers Local 8. Apply today at iwl8.org and join the Brotherhood building Milwaukee's skyline. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Yes, it'll be time for another Building a Winner feature presented by Ironworkers Local 8. Thanks again to Ironworkers Local 8 for being a part of the leadoff show all season long. Tommy Wortz here with you, getting you caught up all things Brewers Angels at a first pitch today, just about an hour from now as we are live at the Brat House in Shorewood. Some more people coming in using their shuttles as well. Make sure you guys come down, say hi if you still got some time before first pitch today. Might hang out for a little bit after here as well. Line up before I get over to Nashville. Sal Frelick to lead things off for Milwaukee today. Jackson Churio in left field will bat second. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat third. William Contreras is catching, batting fourth today. Bryce Turang will bat fifth, play second base, while Andrew Vaughn will bat sixth and play first base. Caleb Durbin at third, batting seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop, batting ninth. Now, Building a Winner, let's start with Nashville.
Nashville Sounds.
Now, the day off yesterday in minor league baseball for Monday, so let me recap what happened for you on Sunday in Nashville. The Sounds won 7-2 over the Gwinnett Stripers. Old friend Anthony Siegler, 3 for 4, a double, an RBI, 2 runs scored in the game. Reynel Delgado was 1 for 2 with a homer, and Tyler Black, 2 for 4, had a couple stolen bases on the day. Anthony Siegler is going to turn into like the Keston Hira, 4A type player again, right? Just always going to be productive in AAA, and then whenever he makes that jump to the big leagues, can't quite figure it out. Oliver Dunn, 2 for 3 with a homer, 4 RBIs in the game as well, as Nashville getting ready for their final series of the year. They're going to be taking on the Louisville Bats for a 6-game series. First pitch, 5:35, just underway in Nashville right now as they are in Louisville to wrap up their 2025 summer. We will have full recaps of the entire season. I might even just spitball in here. Maybe I need to make like a top 30 list of prospects I'm excited for at the end of this. We're going to wrap up with Building a Winner at the end of this week, so I might have to stretch it out as long as I can. Still one other team, Biloxi, they were in action.
Biloxi Shuckers.
AA on Sunday picks up the win over the Birmingham Barons. They are starting postseason play today, but on Sunday, Mike Bovey 1 for 3 in the contest. Garrett Spain 1 for 3 as well. Luis Lara was also named Southern League Player of the Week last week after batting .444 with a .722 slugging percentage at a homer and 2 doubles, 3 stolen bases. Milwaukee's number 12 prospect, according to MLB Pipeline. Manuel Rodriguez was promoted to AA Biloxi on Sunday and started in the regular season finale for the Shuckers as he allowed just 2 runs, 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, no walks over his 6 innings of work as Biloxi won 3-2 over that time. The Shuckers will start divisional play of the divisional series against the Montgomery Biscuits. Brett Witrowski on the mound for Biloxi in that game. Witrowski has been exciting as he has been with Biloxi. He has a 3.44 ERA, 99 innings pitched in minor league ball this year. The 1.38 whip, a little high for sure, but Witrowski going to be an exciting prospect for the Brewers in seasons to come. Update on the Brewers' top 10 prospects. Jesus Made, number 1. Luis Pena, number 2. Cooper Pratt still at number 3. Jefferson Cuero and Logan Henderson are at 4 and 5. All of those are top 100 prospects according to MLB Pipeline. Andrew Fisher at 6, Bishop Letson 7, Luke Adams 8, Braylon Payne 9, Marco Dingus is 10. This Building a Winner feature presented by Iron Workers Local 8, building Milwaukee's future one beam at a time. Let's take a look at how the Brewers perform against the Angels in their career. Time for another Eye on the Enemy.
Nobody likes them.
Craig Counsell returning to American Family Field.
We all want to see them lose.
It's not my job to tell people how to feel about something or even to figure it out. Let people feel how they want to feel. And I'm good with that, and I think it doesn't have to be all positive.
It's time to eye up the enemy for today's game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
It is the Leadoff Show. Tommy Wortz here. We're live at Brat House in Shorewood with our good friends over at Sun Cruiser Vodka helping us out here. Not a lot of experience against Freddie Peralta in the lineup today. Taylor Ward, 1 for 3. Logan O'Hoppe is 0 for 3. And then Mike Trout, 2 for 2 in his career against Freddie Peralta. And it'll be the first time anyone from Milwaukee will go up against starting pitcher Caden Dana. However, the reason why I specifically wanted to talk about Eye on the Enemy for an opponent like the Los Angeles Angels, which the Brewers don't see very often, is there is a little mini milestone on the line here as Mike Trout, one of the best baseball players of the generation of the 2010s, sitting at 399 career home runs. Charlie, if you were a betting man, and we will have Austin Herdina on in about 15 minutes or so here from the Potawatomi Sportsbook, by the end of this series, does Mike Trout have 400 career home runs?
Yes, I think so. Tommy, let me throw another question back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you pull a Brett Favre and let him get kind of an easy home run?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like throw a position player at the end of the game or something?
Maybe that, yeah, if you're down by enough or up by enough,
Charlie, I don't know. Mike Trout is going to go down as one of the biggest what-ifs in my mind. You know how everyone says the same about Ken Griffey Jr. and the great career he put together still, but at the back end of it gets a lot hurt. It felt like we got robbed of Mike Trout's prolonged prime throughout this time.
Oh, definitely. I mean, this past season is the first time that it ever felt or this season that's happening currently felt like the first season that he's ever taken that step back. Mm-hmm. Before this, it's been he looks like the greatest player on earth, and then he just gets hurt. You just can't do anything about that, but you expect the next season to come back. This is the first year that I actually feel like, wow, we may never see prime Mike Trout again. The only benefit, I guess, to him playing baseball and stuff like football or basketball is I think you see guys come back later on in their career still and be able to have 1 to 2 really great seasons even after people thought they were washed. And I think you see that happen more in baseball than any other sport. So a guy like Mike Trout, who has as much talent as he does, if he can be healthy, I think he can still be that type of player. Just the problem is, when is he going to be healthy like that again?
Right. And do you know, Mike Trout, do you know how many years is left on his contract still?
5, I believe.
Yeah, he is on the Angels through the 2030 season still. I mean, that's ridiculous that Mike Trout has that long of a career still left in front of him. I mean, you remember when he came up, and that's right in the prime of our, sports viewing days of when we start to really get into sports. We're 10, 11 years old around this time, and Mike Trout is this young kid, right? He is the guy who's coming up at 19, 20 years old and taking over, and in his first full season, he finished second in MVP voting against, I believe that was Miguel Cabrera's Triple Crown season.
So,
but, he's got multiple 10 WAR seasons. His career OPS plus of 169. Even this year, Charlie, when it's definitely a step back for Trout. He's only got 21 homers. He's played in 119 games, which is actually the most he's played in quite some time. He played in 119 games back in 2022, except when he played 119 games in 2022, Charlie, he hit 40 home runs in that time compared to the 21 homers he has hit in this time. But even with this year of the 778 OPS, it's still a 115 OPS plus. Sometimes these guys just know how to hit forever. And really, personally, Mike Trout, I still believe he is one of the best baseball players of all time from a talent standpoint. And it feels like, Charlie, he also was kind of in that wave of WAR becoming a relevant stat for a baseball player.
I mean, people love to call him the greatest player of all time solely on his WAR, that he's able to produce that kind of number during this era of baseball where it doesn't feel like anybody can kind of do that since guys like Lou Gehrig. But now you're also seeing guys like Aaron Judge get to that point. You're seeing guys like Shohei Ohtani obviously get to that point because he's pitching and batting. So I think it kind of loses its luster a little bit. So yeah, he did come up through that time where it was kind of a big deal. But I think people are kind of starting to take a step back on what that really means and take a look at more than just the WAR right now. They still take it into account, but it's not as prevalent as I think it was even 10 years ago.
3-time MVP, a Rookie of the Year, 11-time All-Star, 9-time Silver Slugger. The biggest crime of Mike Trout's career is we will never see him win a Gold Glove. Mm-hmm. Can you believe he doesn't have a Gold Glove? I mean, when I understand maybe that there was, right now, yeah, Trout's never going to win a Gold Glove. But when he was a young guy, like in center field, it felt like he was on the highlight reel every week, Charlie, back in the day.
Oh, he was robbing last year, 2 years ago. It felt like he was on those same highlight reels, robbing people in the outfield. It's kind of insane, again, with the way he gets hurt, how quickly he is able to come back from those types of injuries and just be the same player again. It feels weird, again, that it's happening like this. Tommy, I wanted to ask you, with guys like Mike Trout, and then also guys like Bryce Harper that are playing during this time as well, and some other players I think really do deserve more love that are going to be first ballot Hall of Famers. Guys like Salvador Perez, I think is going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer when his career is done. Do you feel like people aren't really relishing in the time that we have with these group of players where they really are some of the greatest of all time, but it doesn't feel like Mark McGwire versus Sammy Sosa? It doesn't feel like watching Barry Bonds, which is obviously a very bigger figure, or even a Ken Griffey Jr. It doesn't feel like they're getting that same kind of recognition all the time.
I feel like we had the retirement tour with Albert Pujols. Like, what was that? Like 21, 22?
22, I think.
Miguel Cabrera was around the same time. And we really haven't had anyone, and I don't know who the next candidate would really be. Maybe like Verlander. Doesn't feel like anyone loves his retirement tour going on right now. It's also
same
different
like
for
Scherzer.
Yeah, it's different for a pitcher as opposed to a hitter, I guess. Maybe Mike Trout is in that next wave. Carlos Santana won't get one, but he should deserve one for how long he's played and how well he has done to making a big league career. But Mike Trout, if the argument is to say, will Mike Trout be a first ballot Hall of Famer? If Mike Trout's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, the Baseball Writers of America should disband. They should throw away all credibility, and it shouldn't matter at all if you get in the Hall of Fame or not. I personally think that there are a couple of guys in recent years who have proven it might be easier than ever to get into the Baseball Hall of Fame. While Joe Mauer was a fantastic player and a great guy in his prime, first ballot Hall of Famer for Joe Mauer does not happen 15, 20 years ago. Just does not happen. I promise you it does not. I don't know why they decided to go all in on that. Scott Rowland, I also think, is just Hall of Very Good. Charlie, you've talked to Hall of Very Good. Like Scott Rowland might be the best player in the Hall of Very Good, but go look at Ryan Braun's numbers. Go look at Scott Rowland's number. I understand Ryan Braun got caught up using performance-enhancing drugs. I still don't think Ryan Braun has the numbers to be in the Baseball Hall of Fame. I do not think he does. And they are better numbers than Scott Rowland. I just think that's flat out the case with the MLB Hall of Fame. But 400 homers for Mike Trout. We spent a little bit of time talking about that. That would be cool. So if you do go to the game and you see Mike Trout hit a home run, and it just so happens to land in your lap, that is number 400. Negotiate your way into that locker room. Like, you will get the opportunity to meet Mike Trout. I promise you, because he's going to want that baseball back. Say, hey, if you want to exchange it for a handshake, I'm totally okay. But if you didn't win the Powerball, Mega Millions, what was it? I don't know. Sparky was playing the lottery. I don't play the lottery, but
I'm not old enough for that.
Yeah, right. Like, I'm not playing the lottery. If you didn't win that last week, maybe go to a Brewer game and you got like a 1 in 40,000 chance to catch his 400th home run. I mean, and judging on where you can sit, actually, it's probably like 1 in 20,000 chance to catch that homer. So much better odds than playing the lottery, catching Mike Trout's 400th career home run. I'm kind of rooting for it, Charlie. I just think Mike Trout, they did such a terrible job of marketing him as a baseball player throughout his career as well. And I think that's why maybe it takes a baseball purist sometimes to enjoy and appreciate his career. But as far as someone who is all in on baseball, Mike Trout hitting 400 in Milwaukee, that could be kind of cool.
It's just sick. It's like watching Micah Parsons get traded to the Packers. It's going to be just a cool moment for the sport.
Would just be an awesome moment for the sport indeed. The Brewers, however, would love to get a 3-game sweep with the Los Angeles Angels. As I said, the Brewers have a remaining schedule here now. We've played 150 games. The Brewers have played 150 games, and I want to say I've seen like every game. I don't even know if I've taken a break off watching a game. I don't think I've watched this much baseball in my life, but I do it for you guys. 6 games coming up here with the Angels and the Cardinals. They're going to be in Milwaukee, and then they go to St. Louis starting on Friday this week. Then it's 3 games in San Diego against the Padres, and then 3 games with the Reds to close things out in 2025 ahead of the postseason. Charlie, I didn't quite hear your reaction to this because Sparky just kept interrupting you. It felt like more than anything else.
He's like, Charlie, come on, talk about this.
Yeah,
Keep yelling at Drew.
The first seed versus the second seed.
Mm-hmm.
How much does that play into your feelings with the Milwaukee Brewers in the postseason?
I think with the Milwaukee Brewers, and I was talking about this during Sound of the Day when Sparky actually cut out, so I got my opportunity to talk about it a little bit there. But with the Milwaukee Brewers, I think more so than almost any other team in the National League, that first round bye seems like it's going to have the biggest benefit, just solely based off of how we saw that week break benefit them after the All-Star break. I think getting that time to rejuvenate, get yourself healthy, get back on the field full strength would be really beneficial to a Milwaukee Brewers team who just looks tired right now. But I think overall, the first and second seed in my mind doesn't really have that much of an advantage and doesn't really have that much of a disadvantage for just your average team. I think the biggest thing for the Milwaukee Brewers, whether they play in the first round or not, is that when they come out, they are playing consistent baseball, which is what they did for a good 2 months after the All-Star break. And it feels like they're playing really inconsistent baseball as of late.
Yeah, I think it's a great point you bring up there about post-All-Star break and the break that they had in the middle of the season. I never really even pieced that together, but that could be huge, especially with all the injury news they have right now in the bullpen, specifically for Milwaukee. But I also think that getting to that 2 seed, Charlie, after everything just being so much about today, now with this Brewers team this season, if you were to lose that 1 seed after having it now for it feels like almost half the season where they've been the best team in baseball, that would take a hit. That would definitely make it look like, hey, this just didn't finish at the end and it didn't do their job the correct way. And I don't think that Pat Murphy has that mindset being portrayed to them, but it could be something that I see hurting Milwaukee to fall out of that spot. I will check in with Drew Wagner as well as ask him about that heated conversation that they had about Jacob Mizorowski moving to the bullpen. Did anyone else think that was kind of crazy for the Sparky to be that surprised
Sparky
by?
was mad about it.
Oh, yeah, and maybe even not being on the playoff roster just in general ruined his whole day. So great. Thanks, Drew. Now I got to deal with him the rest of the day after you did that. It is the leadoff show. We are live at the Brat House in Shorewood. Charlie Beck in the studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Speaking of, we will be joined by Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook to get you some of the betting odds, courtesy of Potawatomi today, if you want to get any action on tonight's game. It is the leadoff show, live from the 1250 AM, 105.7 FM, the Fan Studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Looking up, and it is gone.
It's almost time for the first pitch. Let's see who's in today's starting lineups. Brought to you by Lakeland University. Experience it your way. Visit lakeland.edu. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM The Fan.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you live from the Brat House in Shorewood. Charlie back in the studios powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Before we get over to Austin Herdina over at Potawatomi, the Brewers lineup today, again, in case you missed it earlier in the show, Sal Frelick in right field to lead things off. Jackson Churio in left field will bat second. Christian Yelich, the DH, will bat third. William Contreras, the catcher, batting fourth today. Bryce Terang at second base will bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin playing third will bat seventh. Blake Perkins in center field batting eighth today. And Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop batting ninth.
At the wall, looking up, see you later.
Let's get the latest on today's odds for the game. What's the best way to go? Let's check in with our expert from the Potawatomi Sportsbook to find out. It's the leadoff show powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 1057 FM, The Fan.
Joining us now on the Fan Guest Hotline powered by Gruber Law. He is the manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Each and every day he is here with us on the leadoff show. I wish he could come to one of these remotes with me, but he is always working. So thank you to that. Austin Herdina joining us here from Potawatomi. How are we doing today, Austin?
Excellent. Good to hear from you again.
Good to hear from you as well, Mr. Herdina. The off day yesterday for the Brewers. They ended on kind of a sour note on Sunday with St. Louis. A big 6 games, it feels like, coming up here at the 12 to finish off the season. But you have Los Angeles coming into town for 3 games and then going to St. Louis, 2 teams that it feels like you need to go 5-1 over this stretch. Really getting too close for my liking as far as the NL standings for that number 1 seed, Austin.
Yeah, just a game and a half up on Philadelphia right now. Fortunately, the Phillies have to play the Dodgers right now, so hopefully the Dodgers can get 1 or 2. But yeah, it's getting tight. Only a game and a half up with 12 to go. It's, we own the tiebreaker with Philadelphia, I learned.
Yes, we do. So it's like it's 2 games.
Yeah, so that's good to know. But yeah, the first thing first is winning the division, getting that locked up, and then hopefully getting that 1 seed. And even if things don't go our way and we fall to the 2 seed, it's still a bye in the first round, which is pretty huge.
Yeah, I know. I just want total domination, Austin. I'm sorry. That's what I strive for these as the fan of these sports teams. I just want total domination. I just want to see the Brewers never lose again. I want to see the Packers never lose again when the Bucs season starts. Hopefully they go 82-0 this season. Austin, before we get into the betting odds, courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook, you guys on Sunday, I didn't get to talk to you yesterday, had another slate of NFL football going on. No Packers, but still plenty of action over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. How did things go on Sunday?
Oh, it was awesome. It was very fun. We had another about 30,000 bets come in on Sunday. Just insane numbers. Yeah, between all of our 94 kiosks and our 10 ticket writer windows, we were slammed for hours on hours leading up to noon kickoff. Great day, even without a Packer game. Still really good crowd and a lot of fun. We got beat up again a little bit. 2 weeks in a row now on Sundays that we've been losing. So the bettors are doing well right now.
Wow, that's exciting news to hear for sure. If you're hearing that, the Potawatomi Sportsbook losing last 2 Sundays, that does not happen every time. So ride that wave while it's hot. You don't want to cool them off, as Austin Herdina likes to say when he's making a nice little parlay for the people. Let's look over at the betting odds courtesy of the Potawatomi Sportsbook as we will make another parlay for the people. I am looking at it right now. It's loading up. I got it right here. Here it is. Brewers today as they are taking on the Los Angeles Angels. Big favorites, minus 286 over at Potawatomi, minus 1.5. The run line will get you negative odds, minus 124 for Milwaukee, and the over-under set at 8.5 today. Austin, are you going to go with any of your most popular bets over at Potawatomi? Because not a lot of them very better friendly, it feels like.
Oh no, I mean taking the Brewers on that big of a money line is it's hard to do. I mean, as much as I think the Brewers get it done with Peralta on the mound, I just don't like laying that much on a money line when in a baseball game. It's too, there's 162 games, anything can happen. I just don't like laying that big of a price. I can understand if you want to go the -1.5 route, you're getting, I think it's like -124.
Yeah, pretty close to even odds on that.
But you know where I'm going today? I am going with some home runs. I am gonna take a risk today. I am going Jackson Churio to hit a home run, and Mike Trout to hit a home run.
Nice.
Both in the 2 spots today. Both guys that have the power for sure. 20-1 odds if they both go deep tonight. I like it.
I got 22-1 right here at least, plus
Even better.
2,200 if Churio and Trout both homer today. We were just talking about that all in the last segment here. Austin Herdino over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. 399 homers. Is that why you're leaning Trout tonight? Maybe, Austin.
Maybe it might be. Yeah, he's one of the best talents that we've seen in a while, and injuries have definitely been the downside of him. But he's healthy at the moment, so I think he's definitely capable of going yard tonight.
Yeah, that would be awesome to see Mike Trout hit number 400 in Milwaukee. That little bit of history, he's probably heading straight for Cooperstown, and to have that moment in Milwaukee would be pretty cool. He's got 3 days to do it. We'll see if Mike Trout can get number 400 against the Milwaukee Brewers. Austin Herdina joining us, sportsbook manager over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Austin, before I let you go, what are some of the awesome things happening over at Potawatomi? Do we have some more information on Charles Oliveira yet? I feel like I should be asking you before I get on air, but that's like coming up next week at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, so we have the meet and greets with him. If you are looking for tickets yet, you can still get your tickets. The event is this Sunday on our second floor. Same place it's always been. It is definitely fun. Oliveira will be there. He's going to be around doing meet and greets. You can get your photo and autographs and all that stuff. We're going to be having some shirts that have his name and photo on it, and we're going to get those signed. And we're going to be looking at some giveaways in the future to get those out to people. But yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun event. If you've never been to fights like in person, it's quite the vibe. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's
the vibe.
It is. I mean,
vibes feels like a lot like chiller tone than what you're going after. Like the UFC MMA fighting, like vibes aren't really. It doesn't feel like vibes are like adrenaline. The energy you're looking for is going to one of these events. But you guys are having one at Potawatomi though. That's right, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's just so fun. You get the see the knockouts or the submissions and just the music and everyone getting excited, people coming. So many of these fighters are right here from Wisconsin too. So it's so cool to fight. So cool to cheer for the guys that are fighting from our area. Yeah, it's just fun. I'll be checking it out when I can get away from the football a little bit. It's gonna be a great time.
Should be awesome. Austin Herdina joining us from the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Make sure you guys go check it out. And one more time, his parlay for the people today, a little juicier, but just 2 legs. Jackson Churio and Mike Trout, both to homer today, will pay 22-1. That is 20 plus 2,200. If you ever want to take one of their shuttles and you want to just spend the $5 today on that parlay for the people to get on that shuttle, could win 110 if that hits today. Austin, thank you so much for jumping on today. Enjoy the rest of your night, my friend. And, of course, go Brewers.
Go Brewers.
There he is, Austin Herdina over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, joining us on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. Coming up, we're going to talk to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports, pick his brain a little bit, ask him about that conversation he had with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer on Wisconsin Sports Daily with moving Jacob Mizorowski to the bullpen maybe, or not at all on the divisional series roster. I want to see if I can give my piece on it, I might align with Drew just a little bit more than most people do. And of course, check in case we missed anything else throughout the show. It is the leadoff show live from the Brat House in Shorewood. Charlie back in the 1250 AM 105.7 FM The Fan studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
What's the latest on the crew? Let's go inside the clubhouse with Drew Wagner of Forbes Sports on the leadoff show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM The Fan. Inside the clubhouse is brought to you by Focus Baseball. Join their fall mini camps at focusbaseball.com.
Welcome back to the leadoff show. Tommy Wortz here with you, live from the Brat House in Shorewood. Charlie back in the studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Brewers lineup one more time before we get to Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports. Sal Frelick in right field to lead things off. Jackson Churio in left field will bat second. Christian Yelich is the DH, and he will bat third. William Contreras is catching, batting fourth today. Bryce Terang at second base will bat fifth. Andrew Vaughn at first base will bat sixth. Caleb Durbin at third bats seventh today. Blake Perkins in center field will bat eighth. And Joey Ortiz rounds things out. He is the shortstop, batting ninth. Joining us now here on the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. You can follow his work at Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter @by Andrew Wagner. It is Drew Wagner joining us here. Good evening, Drew. How is the ballpark going so far, my friend?
The ballpark is the ballpark. I'm wishing I was at the Brat House. That'd be
yes.
a nice place to watch the game tonight.
Drew, I can't help but think of you here that they have like Schlitz chandeliers all over the place here.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not allowed in there without supervision, because they disappear. If my boy Jeffrey Days is in the bar, someone get him a beer on me.
There you go. Jeffrey Days, you got a beer coming your way in case you heard that from Drew Wagner. I thought you might have said that's why you're not allowed in here, because your head would hit the top of these things. As they don't hang quite that low, but you are the closest by far of anyone at the station to touching them. Maybe Sparky, because his head gets that high up, but as far as height goes, you are all over it. Drew Wagner joining us here. Drew, you were on Wisconsin Sports Daily, and you got into a little bit with Mr. Pfeiffer, not necessarily as bad as we've seen it before, but you really ruined Sparky's day. And Drew, I want to say thank you, because you were the one who said it. There's a legitimate shot Jacob Mizorowski does not make this playoff roster with this team based on his performance down the stretch here.
Yeah, and listen, I don't know if it's a good chance or a bad chance. It's just a chance. They have a lot of moving pieces that they have to figure out. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to who's available, what do they need, and who's been pitching well enough to earn one of those spots. And if you're going strictly by the numbers, it doesn't, at this exact point, it doesn't make sense. You don't need that many starters. He's been struggling. I just don't see how you do it in a short series, especially.
And Drew, you also brought up that usually the transition is not as easy as people would like to think it is, to move someone from being a starter to the bullpen, or a bullpen to a starter, or, second base to shortstop, whatever it is. Like, if they were going to plan on doing that with Jacob Mizorowski to move him to the bullpen, do you think we would have heard some news by now that they are in the process of that transition for Jacob Mizorowski? Did I lose him?
I think we might have lost him.
Oh, we lost him. Man, that was a good question,
No,
too.
I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm
sorry.
still here.
Sorry, you just wanted to pause for dramatic effect there? Like, did you hear what I said?
I was taking a breath. I heard what you said. I was about to answer.
Sorry.
Jeez.
I was concerned you weren't breathing anymore as far as how long that took, Drew. But go ahead. Sorry.
Anyway, where the hell was I? Oh yeah, Mizorowski. Like we would have seen it. We would have seen it in September. Like probably around the start of September already. They would have started that transition process. They would have said the next time you're working, you're coming out of the bullpen. Maybe even just in a bulk relief thing, like an opener type situation. Start with that and then progress. Because listen, here's the thing: if you pitch them out of the bullpen, you're not going to burn them for one inning. You want them to pitch multiple innings, and then you're not going to have him for a couple of days. That's basically what it comes down to. You're not going to use him as a one-inning guy. It just kind of defeats the purpose at that point. There's just too much at stake with him in his terms of long-term development. You don't want to do anything in terms of changing his routine or preparation that could risk injury. You don't want to try bringing him back too soon, even if it's just for a short outing when he hasn't fully recovered from the first one. There's a lot that goes into it. It's the same thing. We talked about this today in pregame with Pat Murphy. We talk about just moving position guys. It's not that easy. This isn't like bar league softball where, all right, you're playing first base and you move to shortstop, then you move to the outfield. There's a lot of work and nuance and instinct that goes into playing a position, and just making that switch when you've never done it before is not that easy, no matter how well you're paid or how talented you are.
Drew Wagner for Wortz joining us here on the Leadoff Show. Make sure you follow him on Twitter @by Andrew Wagner. Drew, you did, however, hint at the possibility of, if the Brewers went farther, then he could see him being a candidate later on in the playoff roster. Why? Do you know any examples of that? Like, I couldn't think of anything of when they would keep someone off a DS roster, then move him to a CS roster. But with having to win 4 games, you see that as a more likely option maybe for Miz to be on the playoff team if the Brewers are to get past the divisional series.
Yeah, and who knows if they earn that first round bye, okay, that's time that you can use to start working on that transition. You can start doing some scripted bullpen sessions, live BPs, things like that, and start transforming him into a relief option. So when you get into that long series, you have the ability to use him, say, twice in that series, 3 times even with the off days.
We'll see what happens with it. They got to focus on today. It's all about today with the Brewers and the Angels. Big
There's
series
one other
coming
thing
up.
I want to bring up about this. Tommy, and we've talked about this a couple of times now. I could see the Brewers going with just 3 starters on that roster because they have that extra off day. They're going to play every other day for the first couple days of the series. It's game 1 after a long layoff, then an off day, then game 2, then another off day. So they can be really creative with how they stock that roster and utilize the roster spots because of those off days.
How much more creative do you have to be with the roster in the postseason, Drew, than you do in the regular season? Because honestly, getting to this point, it's all about being the next man up mentality for Milwaukee in 2025. But didn't it feel like there was a couple of times where the last guy managing the team before Pat Murphy got a little too cute with the playoff roster, a la Jesse Winker being brought up in that Diamondback series and then pinch hitting him back-to-back games? Like, shouldn't it be more of like, okay, what has worked in the regular season for Milwaukee, not necessarily trying to think ahead at what can work in the postseason for Milwaukee when you make the playoff roster?
Well, that's kind of another thing that we talked about with Murph today was, the big argument is those guys, the style of win or style of play that they utilize is not conducive to winning the postseason. Well, we can't change who we are. These are our strengths. This is how we play. This is how we have to play to win games, whether it's the regular season or postseason. So I don't think you're going to see too much chicanery or trickiness or overthinking in terms of how the players are utilized, but in terms of building the roster, that's where you can do things like you're going to see Lockridge come back and be on that playoff roster because with less starters on the roster, you have room for more bench players. And there is a value to having a guy who one of his specialties is pinch running. You can do stuff like that. You can throw some multi-inning relief arms there instead of starters and cover some bulk innings out of your pen. Like you can do a lot of things to build your team. But at the end of the day, I don't see them changing the way that they play baseball come postseason.
No, I completely agree. And we're joined by Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports here. I think of a guy, you remember Terrence Gore, right, Drew? Where it was just like this guy has, I think, 3 World Series wins and like 19 career regular season at-bats because he was the Royals pinch runner guy, and I think he had a stint with the Cubs on the 16 roster. Yeah, and like that's a guy that I see Brandon Lockridge playing into, but his bat also not a bad thing at all, Drew. Like why wouldn't he be in competition for this, especially if they want to play Brewer ball where it's get on base and run around? Lockridge is like the prototype for Milwaukee Brewers baseball.
Yeah, and I think having a guy like that, when you have so many first base options, that all plays together. You can pinch hit Hoskins late in the game and then pinch run for him.
Drew, if Lockridge is
really
on this team, if Lockridge makes it to the postseason roster, though, Drew, there's no way it's 3 first basemen, right? Like, I don't think they take out an outfielder.
But again, you're going to have some extra spots to work with because you can change how you fill it with starters. So there's going to be all kinds of things, but we are so far away from that, and there are so many puzzle pieces that have to be dug out of the box yet in terms of injured players and things like that. That it's, I told Sparky, and I know this is the whole point of sports radio, is to like, have takes and play what if, but you can't even play what if because so much is going to change between now and October 1st.
Yeah, absolutely. It totally is, Drew. We didn't talk a lot about Freddie. Every time we do talk about Freddie, it's the exact same thing. So I wanted to avoid the conversation of, this is the time we got to see 6 or 7 innings out of him. And it just happens every third time or whatever it is. But one more thing before I let you go. We will have 3 leadoff shows with the Angels in town as there is a game each one of the next 3 days, Tuesday through Thursday. Mike Trout enters with 399 career home runs. Does he leave Milwaukee with 400, Drew?
Not by the way he's been playing the last couple weeks. He's been stuck on that for a while now. He's been slumping. He's been slumping bad. So we'll see. Freddie Peralta gives a good chance as anybody.
That's a fair point. There it is. That's how you mentioned Freddie Peralta, Drew Wagner. Drew, have a good rest of your day, my friend. We will talk again tomorrow.
Can I breathe now?
Yes. Okay. All right. Thank you, Drew. On the Fan Guest Hotline, powered by Gruber Law. Charlie, he did not breathe. He lost us. 100%
If he was just
lost
taking
us.
a breath, he would have passed out, dude. Like that's just the reality of the situation. It was not just a breath.
Everyone in the room was concerned for his health when he stopped talking. That was the longest breath of all time, if that's indeed what it was. Drew Wagner, Forbes Sports. Follow him on Twitter @byAndrewWagner. One more thing to get to before we get out of here. Today's keys to the game.
How does the Crew win today's game? Who needs to step up? Let's find out with the keys to the game. It's the Leadoff Show, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on 1250 AM and 105.7 FM, The Fan.
Keys to the game, how we always wrap things up here on the Leadoff Show. Great time over at the Brat House in Shorewood. Thanks to our friends over at Sun Cruiser Vodka for hooking us up here. Baseball calls for Sun Cruiser Vodka Iced Tea, made with real iced tea, real vodka. It's refreshingly smooth, easy to drink, no bubbles to fill you up. It is the perfect game day sipper. Plus, each Sun Cruiser only 100 calories, 4.5% alcohol, making it perfect for anywhere your watch party takes you. Crack one open today. Let the good times cruise. Milwaukee. Keys to the game today for the Brewers is going to be attacking early in this game. Brewers, when they score first, are just a much better team this season. When they out-hit their opponent, they are 60-14. When they score at least 4 runs, they are 77-15. And right now, when they score first, they're 64-22. It's all been a great recipe for success. This is an inferior opponent in the Los Angeles Angels. Don't mess around. Get after it early. That is today's key to the game. That's going to do it for us here at The Fan. Make sure you guys are checking out all your favorite local programming, and especially tomorrow, 2 o'clock at the start of Wisconsin Sports Daily. Major announcement. I have a feeling a lot of you guys will enjoy the announcement coming your way tomorrow with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer, Charlie Usen on Wisconsin Sports Daily, 2 o'clock. Make sure you guys tune into that to hear the latest news from The Fan. Charlie, thank you so much again, boss man. You do a great job every time. Make this way easier on me than it should be. I appreciate you, my friend.
I got you anytime. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Let's do it again tomorrow. Brewers Angels game 1 today, though. However, live from the Brat House in Shorewood. Charlie back in the studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. One more thing before I let you go. Don't forget, send them home.